Welcome to the UNL Prospect League triple header. I am your host for tonight with Mr. Optical. Optical, how we doing tonight, bud?
Uh, Doing pretty good. I'm excited to see a couple of these matchups and how they go.
Dude, it's gonna be great. Bulls Vikings will be awesome to watch. I know the Bulls have been in action all season long, but more importantly, I know the Vikings have been out of commission a little bit recently. So to finally see them come in with a rebooster team and be able to really come in and watch what they have to be able to do will be awesome. I know. When was the last time you played a game against the Vikings?
It's definitely been a while.
Right.
I have terrible short-term memory, so honestly, it could have been last week, and I have no clue.
Right. Of course. Of course. No problem. But yeah, should be a great match, and we have a night full of matchups tonight. We got Bulls Vikings right now. We've got Empire Rhythm, which I know you'll be pulling for if you're not playing in it, Optical. And
Uh, I will be. I will be playing, sadly.
you will be playing. That's a-okay. Well, the rest of the guys here will have to make sure that we cheer you on. It does look like the players are joining up right now, so we will make sure that we get this game started right now. So, like I said, we don't really know too much about the Vikings yet. I can tell you right now, I know that they added a couple of new players. They added a couple of good new players, and I don't know how much time they've had to work with each other. But I think we're about to see right now how well they will play with each other, and I think it'll be interesting to see what they can do.
Yeah. I I know Bushy. He's extremely good guy. He has very great game sense, and as I was saying, that great goal from Polo, wonderful pass from Bushy, and Polo just walks it through.
For sure, Poyo definitely just nails that one in, and he just looks straight into the net and just says, "You know what? That one's mine. It's happening. It's just already there."
Yeah.
I think what will be
No, but
no. Go ahead.
so this will be an extremely close match. As I was saying about Bushy, he is an extremely great player, and dirty with a little air dribble there as Zach harassing Bushy just off the box there.
There you go. It's just that simple. Poyo just couldn't get up for it. Dirty gets the extra touch, and there you go.
Yeah, it's it is definitely gonna be a tight match. These are so highly skilled teams. Just from what I've seen from each one of these players, I haven't watched the Bulls a ton this season,
Hmm.
but I have played with both of those players, and they're they're pretty good, if I have to say so myself.
Well, I think you're looking at just a field full of stars right now too, because you got to remember Poyo went number one overall in the draft, so you know that he's good. Dirty Surfer is a classic good player. This is Mr. O, that guy who we know as Zachary. We all know that he's good. He's consistent. He's the guy that you want on your team, and we used to have nothing but good things to say about Bushy. So I'm looking at these players right now, and I'm just thinking to myself, there's no way this can just be a disappointing series, especially because of the way that all of them play.
Yeah, both of these teams are gonna be extremely extremely skilled. We're gonna see some. If there's gonna be highlights this week, these games are gonna be where they come from.
No, you're absolutely right. I'd love to see a some type of either demo play or a big passing play from the Vikings right here. See what they can do, or just a Bushy solo play. I guess that works too.
Bushy loved those while he was on the rhythm. Basically, all he went for. But
listen. If they work, they work.
yeah, yeah. I mean, him and that old rhythm team really got going, and I mean, Bushy was a big motor in that. I'm interested to see how he'll work with the Vikings now.
I'm interested to see that as well because I think there's another thing that it is to be said about having a player that went from your team on their team as well now. Because how is your team looking without Bushy? Because you did spend a good majority of the season with Bushy. Like, without Bushy now, how is your team looking? Like, how is your chemistry with these guys? You know what I mean?
Honestly, it's chemistry is gonna be a bit lackluster. With roster lock Wednesday, I was just trying to make sure I had a full
Right.
roster before playoffs, and you know what? We can work on chemistry by either scrimming or just playing some good old-fashioned ranked.
Right, absolutely. And, the other thing to remember is that, yes, you do have a new roster, but there is still plenty of time before those play-in matches, and that you guys will have plenty of time to be able to, get some of that chemistry flowing. You guys will be able to have time to run matches with each other, and just, you guys will figure it out. I have absolutely, all the faith in the world for you guys. I can't imagine you guys won't figure it out. And you being the GM that you are, it'll work itself out regardless. But you will only have one opportunity to make it into the playoffs, as you guys were not top 3 in the Prospect League. Mind you, top 3 in the Prospect League does get you into the final playoff bracket. Whereas if you are not top 3, which means you're bottom 7, that means that those guys will end up playing in a play-in tournament in order to make it into the playoffs in the 4th spot. I know it sounds super confusing, and I will make sure that I come out with something later that explains it just a little bit better. But once again, we are still just looking at these two guys just, throwing ball after ball at the net, passing to their teammates. It's still looking like a solid game. 2-2, minute 35 left to go in game number 1. I don't know that I could call this game or this series right now.
I could not. I definitely was expecting it to be more of a slugfest with the skill on both ends, but we're also seeing a fair amount of great defensive play on both sides.
Absolutely. I think the defense has been big. I think we've seen a fair amount of offense from Bushy. I feel like Pollo's almost just been sitting back a little bit. Like, Pollo's going to have to go and defend this ball. This ball's going in. That's a great block from Pollo, but he just can't get it, and Dirty knows he got it. Look at him sitting down the other end of the field. Right here. He knew that was going in.
Yeah. Dirty, wonderful player. I have him in one of my other leagues, too. He popped off for my team in the playoffs, and
good.
Yeah.
Absolutely, but that will put the Bulls up 3-2, 1 up with a minute left to go, game number 1. If the Bulls get ahead here, that could be huge, because this game actually does have some meaning for the Bulls. If the Bulls are able to take a 3 sweep here, then they will be ahead of the Phantoms in getting the number 4 seed, and they will get a bye in the first round of the play-in tournament, which will be huge. But Pollo coming to strike back, making it 3-3, 39 seconds left in game number 1. I knew that these two teams wouldn't disappoint.
Yeah, it's gonna be a close game. It's gonna be a close game to all series, and it's gonna be interesting to see, because a lot of the games tonight are gonna be a lot more play-in teams trying to figure out their seeding.
Right, absolutely.
And that's definitely what the Vikings. They have 2 chances to prove themselves on the roster tonight, and that will be interesting to see. And then we have the Empire, who have cemented themselves, going against truly. And I feel like that all these matches tonight should be very fun to watch. I believe a lot of them will be a lot more. They will be a lot more offensive based.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, listen, I think we're about to go into an overtime right now, but I certainly do think that it will end up being more offensive based. I think that this could end up. I think the Cyclones Vikings, which we'll be watching at 9 o'clock, scheduled for 9 o'clock. I think that could end up being a defensive game, because I know the Cyclones are a very defensive team. They will wait for you to attack until you mess up, and then they will drive it into the net, because that's just how they play and what they do, and they do it well. But I can't imagine that we're not going to see a little bit of good defense from them.
But I think so. Cyclones, with the recent pickup as Galaxy as their coach. Galaxy is a very offensive-orientated coach. Also a previous rhythm coach.
Yep.
And so I believe we could see a lot more offense from Galaxy.
Sure.
And I wanted to speak on something here. Pollo had a very good dribble going into overtime before at 0 seconds there, and Bushy seemed to come out of nowhere and take that from him.
Right.
So I'm wondering if that's miscommunication, or if Pollo felt like he was losing.
I mean, it also could have been that, they were trying to go for some type of pinch, or even potentially, they had both mutually decided that it was a good idea to end the game, right? Or not even end the game, but end the 0 seconds right there. Just drop the ball down, hope for a good kickoff, and just go from there. Because in all actuality, keeping that ball up there is dangerous, especially on somebody else's side. Because they can just take that ball right off your head and knock it right back. And this ball could be going into the net. Bushy's going to go ahead and make that save. Oh my goodness, that was close.
Yeah, all of these players so good off the wall, which is so rare to see at these lower ranks.
It really is.
Where-
Like this is just a stacked team right now, and oh, that guy will get the score. Wow, what a game!
Yeah, what a way to end game one.
Seriously, that's
Like I've played with Zach quite a bit,
yeah.
and that's something he loves doing. He loves those power shots. He's so consistent with them. Like that brings me no surprise that that's how he ends the game.
Right. No, absolutely. And you know, I've seen a little bit from him as well, and I know that he's a solid player, and I know that more than anything else, you know, he's a very consistent player, which is something that teams like to see because, you know, when it comes down to it, you want consistency over anything else. You want to make sure that you have the person doing what they're doing over and over and over again. Because that's just what's important to a GM. So, you know, games and doing whatever. I also left the party. That's funny. But yeah, I absolutely think that he's a great player in terms of that. But, you know, he will do this Bulls team justice because there are some members on this team who aren't as consistent as him. And to have some consistency, especially from him, will take the Bulls a long way, especially if they are fighting for the number 4 seed right now, which they currently are.
Yeah, for sure. That is one thing that I know as a GM, consistency is more important. I don't care if you can pull off a triple reset, but if you aren't doing that consistently, there's no point in being. Because
at that point, it's just a clip.
Yeah. Like everyone hits clips every once in a while. You need to be able to show that you're that mechanical, not just clipping.
Right. You know, you're absolutely right. Anyways, in the meantime, we are looking at once again a 1-1 score tie game at like the first 20 seconds in the game, and Dirty Surfer just gets one here. Both of the Vikings players just whip. I don't know what's up with that, but it is 1-1 in the first 20 seconds of the game. So you know that this is just going to be another great game between these two teams.
Definitely looked like they were both a little bit out of position, a little bit awkward, not quite sure what they were doing.
Yep.
And it definitely looked like it looked like a miscommunication from what I saw. Was they both hesitated and had no clue whose turn it was.
Right. No, I think you're certainly right about that. It did look like they were out of place. It didn't look like they knew what they were doing, and that's definitely something they have to fix moving forward. Regardless of whether they fixed it or not, though, they are looking at a 1-point lead right now and potentially a 2-point lead should they do something with this ball as it goes back to their own side of the field. But the Bulls certainly looking solid. A little bit out of play on that last one as well, but it is prospect. You know, that is what to be expected. Poyo going for a little air dribble here, and this could potentially be a pass to Bushy had Bushy been in the right place.
Definitely big thing in prospect is a lot of these guys have the mechanics.
Right.
A lot of these guys have the mechanics to go playing competitor.
Yep.
But they don't have the game sense to compete with those guys.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Like in a prospect versus competitor matchup, you may see the prospect team look like they're hanging in.
Yep.
But the real difference maker will be positioning and what they're doing with balls.
What they're doing with their touches at the time when they need to make these balls too. Because like Poyo, once again, you know, I won't lie to you. I think Poyo is the exact opposite of what you just said. Poyo has great sense, great game sense too. I don't know that he's exactly as mechanical. You know, he is a ones player and he tries not to be mechanical, and I know that because he attempts to 1v1 me every single day. But it's like, you know, Poyo's that type of player that will be also solid all around, and I think Zachary's that exact same type of player. Because, you know, we're watching him be super consistent as opposed to, you know, going for triple flip resets and, you know, going for all these, you know, ceiling shots and ground pinches. You know, he's there for the ball when he needs to be. And, you know, there is some game sense to be talked about when you're watching these games and above mechanics. But you're absolutely right. That is a big difference maker between these two teams.
It's a lot of these games are going to be who capitalizes on chances, just like Dirty did.
Right.
Is those balls out front, you're going to have to be able to pound them through. If you aren't capitalizing on those chances, you aren't going to win these games.
Absolutely.
And that's what you need to be able to do in these matches. and or even in this league is capitalization is one of the biggest things while playing our Rocket League. Doesn't matter how smart you are, if you aren't getting to the balls you need to be getting to, you aren't going to succeed.
Absolutely. As we watch these two teams right now, though, it is 2-3, half a game left. Bulls are up 1 game, so obviously there's that there. But watching the Vikings play this game right now, are you thinking that the Vikings are going to stay up this goal? Do you think it's the Bolts' goal next, and it's gonna just come back and be another 3-3 game the rest of the time?
I feel like they're going to be trading punches for all this series.
I think that has to be it.
It's so hard to predict who's going to score the next goal or if they're going to be able to hold on, because both these teams are so skilled and really mechanical. They are working well together.
Yup.
I only have one little critique, and it's really minor. And I've noticed the Vikings are playing a lot more of a one-touch kind of game.
Yup.
Where they aren't following balls as aggressively as the Bulls are.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that. One touch right there. All you needed was that one touch just to get the shot away from things. And there you go. You said it. You predicted it. You said it just like that. Bushy went to go make that touch that we just saw right there. Pollo wasn't there to capitalize on it. All they needed to do was make the touch. There was no follow-up. There was no pass. It was just as simple as that. And the Bulls were able to capitalize on it. Well said.
Yeah, and even there as Pollo, he was definitely trying to turn around on that ball and put that the right way. But I bet you Bushy had a plan in mind, and it didn't go to plan.
Yep.
As Pollo, you have to be willing to go put that ball, even if it's going the wrong way, go put it back in your corner and try and reset.
Absolutely. And that's where the trust and the chemistry is going to come in. And that's what these guys are lacking right now. And the only reason why they're lacking it is because they're such a brand new team. They're in the same boat as you, trying to fill up those rosters. And there you go. Bushy's going to put another one in. That actually might be his first of the game. It is actually his first of the game.
Yeah, but Bushy's been involved in every goal, whether it be bad or good.
Yep.
Bushy finds himself everywhere on the field. He's a very quick player.
Absolutely.
And a big thing for Bushy, and even a lot of players down in the slower ranks too, is patience.
No, absolutely. And patience is huge because everybody just wants to be the one to hit the ball and make the play happen and score the goal, and that's a big thing because you just got to make sure that you got to work as a team. And that's ultimately what, getting to this next rank is, making sure that you're able to work as a team.
Yeah, and as I say that, great patience from Pollo, just trusting enough that he doesn't have the touch.
Yup.
That instead of rushing the touch, to be almost a threatening force who can go up instantly.
Right.
But stayed on the ground and nice patience to get the catch and allow it. Good.
And it looks like this could potentially be a pass and a goal, but it doesn't look like the Bulls are able to. Oh, what a save from Bushy! That's unfortunate right there. If that is not the end of the game for the Bulls, that is just unfortunate. They almost had it. They had the opportunity. They had the means to score. And great shutdown defense by the Vikings. And that will be a Vikings game too.
Like I said, it's going to be a lot of trading punches. Bushy had an amazing save there. And then Pollo to be back in the right position after Bushy got dunked was absolutely incredible because there's no way that should have stayed out of the net.
No way. That should have been overtime right there. Well done by the Bulls, but instead, the Vikings pulled it together, and that's props to Combs right there. That's I got this ball, I got this, and that's why that happened. So that's very well done by the Vikings there.
And you can't really ask much more from these Vikings and Bulls teams. They're playing very well.
They're certainly putting on a show.
Yeah. I can't tell you how many times as a first-time caster, how many times I just want to press auto and get in the game. That's my first reaction while in a game like this, right?
Dude, I'm the exact opposite. I go into games and go into private lobbies now, and I click spectate because I'm so used to casting them. And like they're like, oh yeah, join team 1, and I'm like, wait, what? And then I join spectate, and I'm like, hold on a second, that's not right. there are times where it takes me 2 or 3 times in order to just get on a team. Because I'm so used to pushing spectate. And while I'm talking about my spectate story, the Bulls are going to go ahead and rip a goal and be up 1 once again in the first 20 seconds. What is up with this 20-second stuff? It seems like, it's just ridiculous. Vikings need another one.
Yeah, it's definitely both these teams have the firepower, and it's hard to keep up defensively at this rank.
No, absolutely. I know that you mentioned that this was going to be a defensive battle at the beginning, and I know you kind of changed it a little bit, and you said that this might be more offensive than we initially thought. But I will certainly tell you right now, it's looking like an offensive battle, and this could be a Bulls goal number 2, and there you go.
Instead of this being a chess match, this is definitely more of a boxing match. Each team's trying to get their blitz in early, and that's just an awful whiff from Bushy. You kind of have to have that at this rank.
Mm-hmm.
But things happen. Like, I've probably made that exact same whiff thousands of times and never learned from it.
Absolutely. Listen, sometimes it's just not meant to be learned. There are some things you're supposed to learn and some things you're not. And missing a wide open net and whiffing the easiest save are 2 things that you just can't learn no matter how hard you try.
Yeah, it's just getting good.
So Optical, you are heading to play in your game following this game, correct?
Yes.
Perfect. So what is not to just move on from this game, but what is something that we should expect to see from your game? Like, if you were to say right now, whether obviously the Empire has a big reputation, but if you were to say right now, what are you going to be doing in your game? What are you going to be watching from this game that you're going to do in your game to kind of help perpetuate that rhythm versus Empire win?
Definitely one thing I'll be wanting to take from watching these guys. I will want to be taking those power shots, but I want to be able to take a little bit of patience into this, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's Empire are going to adapt very quickly. I know Simba, and I know he's such a good heads-up player.
Yep.
And it's so hard to beat him with unusual strategies.
No, it absolutely is. And, Simba's the key to that whole offense, too. Because everybody, talks about Chewbacca and how good he is. But in all actuality, it's Simba who's the adaptable player.
Yeah.
And I think...
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm definitely going to be looking at trying to bully guys out of rotation and to cause some confusion on the field. And what a fake there from Dirty.
Wow, that's well done.
Putting it in.
My goodness. Chat, who do you think is going to be winning this game? I think the Bulls are up 3-0 right now, but the Vikings have been playing well all game long. They've been playing well this whole entire series. It would not surprise me to see the Vikings come back and just throw 3 straight punches at the Bulls. But who do you think is taking this next game? Because this is important. If the Bulls win this next game, they have officially solidified themselves as the number 4 seed instead of the Phantoms. But should the Vikings win this game, the Phantoms will have an opportunity to come up and snag that number 4 spot from the Bulls and make the Bulls play in the play-in tournament without the first round bye.
Yeah, and that's definitely gonna be a tough one. It's play-in tournament's gonna be a long, grueling process, and it's gonna be a fight. And I'm definitely extremely excited to see how the play-in tournament.
Absolutely, and I think it's gonna be a bunch of great matches because in all actuality, regardless of how teams were and how they looked all season long, I can tell you right now the teams look much different after roster lock reopened things and put different teams on different players on different teams and like reset everything up. I think teams are looking a lot different. Teams are looking stronger because these Vikings, before they weren't playing any games, they didn't look great because they were forfeiting every game. Same with the Pirates. But now both of them are, much stronger teams because they have a full roster now. And it's like, anybody can come out of this. Like, Bulls will end up being the number 4 seed should they win this game. But in all actuality, anybody can come out of this play-in tournament. It's just going to be a matter of who ends up coming out. And this is going to be passed up to Dirty Surfer on a great redirect, knowing that Poyo can't get there. 4-1. minute 10 seconds left to go. This could be the Bulls' win right there.
I believe this will be. I'm sorry if I'm going quiet here. I'm trying to figure out some setups for my match here.
I'm gonna be setting your match up. If you've got to get out now to go start setting up your team, no problem. I will send you the name and password for your game though, because I have a specific overlay that I need to fit. How's that? That's why I make all the lobbies.
Yeah.
But if you gotta go, you can stay. You can go do whatever. Oh, now it's starting to get good. Now it's starting to get good. A minute left, and the Vikings want it.
It is starting to get good, but I definitely should head out, start talking with Fluffy here.
That sounds good to me. Optical, best of luck to you. I do hope that you're able to take at least 2 games off of the Empire, put them down in another series, and best of luck to you. Like I said, I'll shoot you the name and password in probably just about 2-3 minutes here.
Have a good one.
See you, buddy.
Or see you in like an hour.
Yeah, that sounds good. Not even half an hour. Hit me up when you come back, and we will go from there.
All right.
And for those of you who don't know, Optical will be playing in this next match, and more importantly, will be playing. Will be streaming with me again after his match at 8:30. So he will be back to cast the Vikings versus the Cyclones with me, and then. In the meantime, we are looking at the Vikings on their way to catch up. This is absolutely ridiculous. The Bulls were up 4-1 at one point, and the Vikings have just come all the way back. This is just a phenomenal game right now. 14 seconds, and the Bulls have to play their best defense, and the Vikings need to get the ball down to the Bulls side of the field. The Vikings need to make a last-ditch effort right here, or it is over for them. Bushies have to turn on this. Poyo has to keep this ball up, and that ball looks like it's still going to be up. Dirty Surfer going to smash it to the ground, and this will be a Bulls win. Well done there by the Bulls. And that will solidify them in 4th place, getting a bye into the out of the first round of the play-in tournament. Guys, thank you very much for tuning into the Bulls and the Vikings, but our night is not over. We will be going ahead and watching the Rhythm versus the Empire play, and that'll be a good one. I can confirm that will be just a great game in general. But that will be 2 wins for the Bulls and 1 win for the Vikings. The Bulls will go ahead and get those. We'll go ahead and get those points for that one. And next up, like I said, we have we have Empire versus the Rhythm. Empire Rhythm should be a great game, and quite honestly, I don't really know what to expect of it, because I think that I really do think that this Rhythm team can knock a couple of games off of this Empire team. I think they're good enough to do so, and quite honestly, I think they've done it before. So in all actuality, it's not like it's unheard of. It looks like we are potentially going to be having a guest join us. Should I see him? Nope, not right now. But I will be making this info right now, creating the match. And we are joined with a guest, Mr. Kickin', Mr. Fast, my fault. How are we tonight?
Fantastic, and yourself?
Love to hear it. I'm not too bad. We are about to get into this game right here. I will message you. And it looks like we're going to get a double black screen. Oh my goodness. Love to hear
Nice.
it. Love to hear it. Love to see it. Of course, I'll get the black screen, right? That's exactly just what will happen. We're trying to stick to a stream schedule here, and of course, we're going to get that. That's what happens when you do them back to back, though. Are you on? I can just shoot you an invite instead of you having to do that.
I'm already loading in with the black screen.
With the black screen, of course. Hopefully that will work. And we did not get black screen. Let's go. And this game is also Prospect. This will be the Empire versus the Rhythm. I know I've only said it a million times because I'm talking out of my mind, doing whatever. But we will be here. Empire is the famed first, overall team in the Prospect League. They have done very, very well this season for themselves. Their stars, Chewbacca, Simba, loading into the match right now. Hoping to see a very good match from them because, like I said, they have been solid all season. Rhythm kind of taking a turn, and they lost one of their better players. Optical obviously still being the anchor on the team, but now they'll have a couple of new players come and play for them today, and I'm excited to see what they'll be able to do. Kicking, I know that they haven't really shown up before, but in all actuality, it'll be a good match. What are your thoughts?
I think it should be. I don't know too much about Prospect League. I haven't spent too much time down here watching. That came out wrong. I apologize. I haven't spent a lot of time scouting or doing anything down here yet, so I'm not too certain. I'm just excited to see what's going on.
Absolutely. And I am letting our teams know that they should be joining up right now, but I'm excited for this game. Like I said, you're going to have the famed Empire versus, a very solid Optical, and quite honestly, we don't really know who this other player is on the Rhythm, so I will be excited to see what they are able to do. But this is going to go ahead and be Mr. Optical's ball here. Chewbacca going for a potential double tap, and Simba looking to come and finish this up, and a great block from Optical, sending this one back to the Empire side of the field. Chewbacca going to look to take some control here, and Optical with a great demo. Not even Optical with the great demo, it was Simba with the great demo. And Simba is unable to make that one connect, but we are seeing a lot of offensive pressure here from the Empire, and there you go.
Chewbacca there.
Chewbacca doing what Chewbacca does best. He is just going to let that ball shoot, grab the boost, and just shoot the ball, and that's just what he does. Placement is key with him, and he's been like that all season long. 100%. That's normal for the Empire. This is also normal for the Empire. What a score from Simba. Great kickoff goal. Put the Empire up too early in game number 1. Now, this game does not immediately mean anything for the Empire. I mean, should they lose all 3 of their games tonight in this series, they will be looking at potentially having to split first with the Raptors, which is obviously something that they don't want to have to do. They want to make sure that they secure that number 1 seed. But should they lose all of their games tonight and all of their games against the Phantoms, they will be tied with the Raptors. However, it doesn't necessarily look like it's happening like that right now.
There's still a lot of time left. There's plenty of time to mount a comeback here.
Oh, absolutely, and that's key with these teams as well. You have to remember that there is still plenty of time left in the game, and if you count yourself out right now, you're definitely not going to win. It's all about the mentality. It's all about what you are able to muster up, as a player in this level. I mean, listen, for those of you who really don't know, Kickin was my GM, and Kickin, I guess not Kickin anymore. It's Fast. Fast was my GM. And the big thing that I come away with, having him as a GM is that, at this level, it really is all about the mentality about things. And if you do not have a good mental outlook on things, and you think, I'm already beat, these guys are already going to beat me and be better than me, then you've already lost the game, and you haven't even started playing yet. And I think that's a big thing that I've been able to take away, and it's a big thing that this Rhythm team needs to implement right now. Down 4-0, 3:28 left to go in game number 1, and they got to keep their heads held high. They need to keep working. They need to keep going with those comms. They need to make sure that they're doing what they do best, and they will be more than fine. Going to have kickoff number 5 here, and this one is going to head back to the Rhythm side of the field. Galaxy Sweat, another person we haven't really seen too much from, and it looks like Simba's going to get a shot up there. Not the placement that he wanted, but Simba is going to intercept that ball, knock this one back to midfield. And a great block from Simba, who is just absolutely taking charge of this midfield. Chewbacca looking to set this one for his teammate. His teammate going up for the shot. Simba getting the shot, and Optical with the great block. And Chewbacca just going ahead and knocking that ball in. Nothing is too hard for him. And this team just has great chemistry. You know, you watch these guys play. You watch Chewbacca and Simba on their chemistry, and like let's just take a peek at it. They got 2 assists on 5 goals. I know that sounds a little bit low, but in all actuality, you know, the rest have been, you know, just goals that they just toss into the net and hope for the best. But certainly very well done by the 2 of them. They are running the show down here in Prospect, and it will be awesome and a miracle for me to watch one of these teams in Prospect go ahead and beat this entire team. Chewbacca already knows it's there, and he waits for the pass. Great block by Galaxy Sweat. And we are going to go ahead and look at a 5-0 lead by the Empire at halfway through this game. Obviously, you know, you mentioned the whole, there is plenty of time left to go in this game, but if you are looking at what the Empire is doing right now, and you're looking at what the Rhythm is doing, you know, what are your thoughts on how the Rhythm can really pick this back up and turn this game around, and not even necessarily this game, but at least implement what they learned this game into next game and really turn the series around? What are your thoughts, Kikin?
I think they need to pick up their speed a little bit and their rotations. There's also a lot of hesitation going on with Galaxy, not comfortable up on that wall there. Mm-hmm. I mean, especially down here, Diamond Range, I don't know what his ranks are, but need to start getting comfortable up there. I'm guilty of it up in Champ, too. I mean, I'm not the best on the walls.
Right. I feel like at this rank, you know, this is when you're starting to get comfortable on the wall. This is when you're starting to get comfortable with, you know, your positioning on the wall and really making those hits. And I feel like, you know, as you're playing on the wall, you're either hitting the ball or you're not. And if you know you're not going to go ahead and hit that ball, then, you know, props to Galaxy Sweat for not going for that and throwing himself out of position. But I think he should have known before he even went up on the wall, I'm not touching this ball, might as well get in better position. And as we're talking, Rhythm has come back. Rhythm has scored twice and put the Empire on, you know, on hold, at least for right now. I think they just need to keep doing what they're doing right now, play their defense, and just keep working. Optical is going to go for a little fly shot right here, and Chewbacca is going to clear that ball out. Galaxy Sweat looking like he's a lot more comfortable right now. I feel like I haven't seen him, you know, hesitate too much. He looks like he's comfortable in where he is. And Optical getting caught up here on the wall is going to throw him off just a little bit here. Chewbacca going to go ahead and make a block here. And Optical looking to get this one over to his teammate, just not having enough power on this one. Chewbacca going to drive this one over to Simba. And Simba looking to smash the ball, and a great block from Galaxy here. And another great shot from Optical. The Rhythm are starting to get into it. They're at least starting to hold the Empire to a lower score.
Yes, and part of it might have been they might not have been warmed up fully. There's a lot of aspects that could have took place prior to the game.
Well, I mean, you know where Optical was prior to the game.
He was up here.
Absolutely. And listen, you know, they did me a great favor by rescheduling their time so that I can commentate this game and stream their game. But you know, ultimately, Optical tells me all the time he's looking to get this chemistry with his teammates, and as soon as they're able to do that, they're going to be a whole different team. So whether they have it tonight, whether they have it right now, you know, the moment they do have it, they will be looking like a top tier team. And not to say that they are right now, but they're certainly falling behind to the Empire, which was definitely thought at the beginning of the game. But Rhythm can certainly pick it up. They held the Empire there. Empire scored at half at around 2:30. 2 minutes 30 seconds in, and then they held them for the rest of the game. So they're certainly capable of doing it.
Absolutely. It seems like they're playing a little better together and getting their mojo going.
Absolutely. Empire will take that first game. And we will head into game number 2. Overall, the Empire have just clinched the number 1 seed. I guess if that's what we want to call it. They are 100% the number 1 seed overall. They have just solidified themselves as the number 1. And they will be in the final playoff bracket along with the Raptors and the Knights. Raptors at number 2 and Knights at number 3. That will leave the Rhythm, I believe, in 6th place or 7th place to play whoever they end up playing against. And they will have to win their way through the play-in tournament in order to get into the finals, but I certainly think they can. They're a good team. They have the means to do it, and that's exactly what they need to do. And, you know, I keep talking about other things, but we just watched Simba rip a great demo that would have been a goal otherwise by the Rhythm, and that's exactly what this team does well. They're on the same page. They're looking to prevent goals. Chewbacca gets a goal on Galaxy Sweat to take Optical out of the net, and we are looking like Empire just looks like they're on the same page right now. They really do. They always look like they're doing well, and to watch them do what they do right now and doing their thing is absolutely known to everybody. But the Rhythm don't look like they're down right now. It certainly didn't look like they are or were demoralized at all after that game number 1, especially being down like that. And that's going to be a great block from Optical. But yeah, the Empire, you know, they scored on them high, and whether they just played some defense or, you know, couldn't score, the Rhythm have picked things up, and I think it's looking up for them right now. Minute 30 into game number 2, and we still remain scoreless. And as I say it, that is the caster's curse. Simba is going to tuck that one into the left of the net on a great pass from Chewbacca, and there you go. It's just that simple. Empire is going to go up 1, but the Rhythm know what they need to do in order to keep this game alive. Chewbacca going to go ahead and look to center this one for Simba, and Simba is going to go ahead and stay back right there. Toss this one over to Galaxy Sweat, and Rhythm looking to clear this ball, and a great touch from Galaxy Sweat. Going to toss that one towards the net, and Chewbacca will get a great save. Chewbacca going to toss this one over to the net, and Galaxy's going to have to get there. Great job by the Rhythm making that save. Simba looking to keep this one on the offensive, and Galaxy's going to get a booming clear and an attempt to get this one to his partner Optical, and that is a great play right there. I need to see more of that by the Rhythm. It really does look like they're starting to get that chemistry going there. That's a well done play by Galaxy, who doesn't look like he's hesitating anymore, and Optical, who was there and knew exactly what was going on the whole time.
Absolutely, the passing plays are bread and butter down at this rank here.
Nobody can figure it out past that. It's just that simple. And this could be another goal from the Rhythm, and they just couldn't figure it out. Galaxy didn't have the touch on it. But those passing plays are you know, they're easy for teams to do, but more importantly, they're much harder for the opposing team to figure out.
Absolutely.
Wow. And there you go. Optical is going to come back on another great pass from Galaxy Sweat, and they just have the Empire clueless right now, and they don't know what's going on. The Optical Galaxy combo right now is certainly messing up the Empire. I mean, the Empire is bumping each other. There's the demo. That's going to be the solidifier, and the Empire starting to come back together and figure things out. This could be a double by Optical, and there it is. There you go. This will be a 3-1 lead by the Rhythm, who is just figuring it out. The Empire just looks like they're in shambles right now. They don't know what to do. The Empire is just... They can't react to how fast the Rhythm are. And this could be another one from Optical, and he just whips the ball. Unfortunate. I know everybody loves the underdogs, and I know that the Rhythm are playing well right now, so I have to almost hope that the Rhythm keep up what they're doing and go ahead and take a game here off of the Empire. And as I say it, Chewbacca, go ahead and just score. Just do it up, buddy. 2-3. Rhythm are up. Empire are up a game. Minute 50 left to go. Game number 2. Great block here from Optical. And Rhythm is going to have to clear this and keep scoring. And more importantly, they have to not let up on defense. If they want to take this game and take a game off of the Empire, they're going to have to just keep doing what they're doing right now. Optical is going to have to keep calling the shots, you know, setting up those passing plays, and Galaxy is going to have to just be on the same page as both of them. And that's just all there is to it. Minute 20 left to go in game number 2. Empire is up a game. Great save there by Mr. Galaxy. And we are going to be looking at a very fierce minute by the Empire. You know, the Empire is down right now, and Empire is going to have to overextend in order to come back, I guess. You know, they're going to have to pull out all the stops in order to get a goal. And should the Rhythm just park the bus and just play their defense that they know that they can play, this could just be over right now. It's just that simple, and there you go.
What a shot by
Well
Galaxy.
done. And this could be the end of the game for the Empire. That could have just been dagger right there. 39 seconds. Who do we think is taking this game? Rhythm or Empire? Can the Empire strike back? Pun intended. And can the Rhythm hold their lead? And if this goes in, I have to assume that it didn't go in. Simba going to bring this one over to Chewbacca, and this is going to be a goal. They are going to have 27 seconds to put another one in the net and bring this to a tie game and score in overtime, or put 2 more in right now. Or the Rhythm is going to be able to just do it. And we've got T-Dill. T-Dill says Rhythm is winning. He also spelled Rhythm wrong. That's alright, almost everybody does.
He made fun of me for spelling professional wrong.
That's funny. Well, I made fun of you for doing that too, but there you go. Rhythm is going to be up 2 with 21 seconds left, and it's still possible the Empire comes and figures out, but this is going to be well done by the Rhythm should they take this game. "15 seconds left in game number 1, and I feel like this game is just going on too long at this point. I feel like we've been here forever. And this is going to be a pass out to Optical if he is there, and Optical just wants to end the game. He knows that this game is over. Well done by the Rhythm, taking a game off of the Empire. That is huge going into playoffs and in the playoff tournament, play-in tournament. Because taking a game off of the Empire is, you know, it shows that your team composition is good, because the Empire is very good. I'd be interested to see how these Rhythm players are going to be next game, though. Coming into this, you know, potentially with a big head, potentially with, you know, some sense that they can do it again, or whether they are just ready to come back in and work. And Optical needs me to not ready up right away. That is more than fine. Guys, who do we think is taking this next game? Rhythm or Empire? Both a game to their name, and the series still on the table. Kicken, what are your thoughts here? Who do you think is taking this game, and why? Not this game, but this series.
I gotta give it to the Empire. They're not used to losing, so they're gonna come and adapt, took what they from what happened with this game, and boost it towards their momentum.
I absolutely agree with your statement there. I think that these guys they're good at what they do, and quite honestly, we're gonna have to figure out they're gonna have to figure out whether or not they can adapt to Rhythm again. But Rhythm outplayed them that time. They just did.
Absolutely. I mean, as long as Galaxy or the Rhythm don't get too big headed about that last round, it should be a good game.
Absolutely. You know, in all actuality, we have seen some good games tonight. This game has been over what I thought it was going to be. And last game with the Bulls and the Vikings, that was a straight up boxing match. It was blow for blow. These guys were absolutely just putting the shots on the other team, and it was a great game to watch. And I can't wait to watch the Vikings play the Cyclones, because I think that'll be another great game. And that is going to be an optical.
Redirect.
Wow. An optical own goal. Unfortunate.
Ooh.
Did you think that was a goal?
Yes.
Listen, it was a pretty good own goal. I'll be straight up with that. But I will tell you right now,
I don't know if it was as nice as yours, though.
I was just about to say that. 100%. Listen, mine are good, but I don't know. Chewbacca coming back out with the score, and that is going to put Empire up 2-0.
They need to focus on comms and make sure they both don't double commit there.
I completely agree with you on that one. I think comms are very important for both of these teams right now, especially with the Rhythm, who everybody thought was just going to be, I guess, the second place team here today. And they came out and they showed everybody that they were wrong. Empire being like the number one team, everybody was thinking, oh, it'll just be Empire taking another win, just like they normally do. But yeah, certainly. I think comms are huge, and comms are super important. And the fact that both of these teams are in comms right now, and we know that for a fact. Oh my goodness, that comms hopefully should have avoided that, but unfortunately that ball still rolls in. And that definitely should have been Galaxy calling out that he did not have that goal, and Optical definitely could have saved that. But it does look like those comms do need to be improved a little bit. They need to be reupholstered, and they just got to figure it out. That's really all it is. And there you go. This should be a goal from the Rhythm, and there you go. Optical putting a point on the board for the Rhythm. This could be the spark. You know, the Rhythm were able to do it last game. They certainly could figure it out. Still working out the chemistry. Absolutely right, Tito. I think that's certainly a great point here. And like, you got to remember, you know, these Empire players have been playing together all season long. Optical just got this teammate, you know, just days ago. Like, you could queue it up to hours ago. So it's like, you know, he's doing very well for what he has right now. And Optical gonna fake the ball there. Chewbacca gonna toss this one on the net, and getting a great clear is Galaxy. Simba is going to look to take this one back to the Rhythm side of the field. Galaxy gonna be here with some possession. Gonna have to get this one over Chewbacca, and this is gonna need to be a clear by the Rhythm here. Down to a little over half of a game to go. Can the Rhythm come back and take this game as they double commit? What are your thoughts here, Kickin?
It's possible. They just gotta maybe slow. They're trying to play a little too fast now. Miscommunications. If they can get that buttoned up, there's a good chance they can come back. Absolutely,
because you got to remember that two of the goals that the Empire scored were just, you know, they were either lucky goals, or, you know, it was super unfortunate that the Rhythm did what they did, and they just weren't there for it. But certainly very possible. If they fix everything up that they got to do, then they're certainly going to be looking like a superpower. And oh, that could have been a goal had he landed right and just gotten on his wheels again. But Optical going to be looking to clear this one out from his own side here. Minute 50 left to go in game number 3. Both teams with a point to their name. For anybody that is here right now, please stay tuned. We do have another matchup for you guys tonight following this game. We will have the Cyclones versus the Vikings. That is going to be a good one because I think they are two very evenly matched teams. I want to see what the Vikings can do, after an unfortunate loss to the Bulls. But I do want to see what they are able to do. I think they'll be able to do it very well, and I think we're going to have exciting game number 3 tonight. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Make sure that you guys let me know who's winning. Oh, before I forget, for those of you who are not subscribed at the moment, please do so now. This will be your main source of information for when a game goes live before I post it. We will be going live here. The games will be streamed here, especially coming up into playoffs. It will be huge. These games will be streamed here. Playoffs, play-ins, everything. You guys will not want to miss it, and this is where it will be happening. So make sure you guys subscribe, like, comment, follow, do whatever. A million things. Just get in here and get it done. And if you guys get us to 100 subscribers by the time that the final game has been played for UNL Season 2, I will release my own goal montage and my own personal video of personal fails, like me as a person. So make sure you guys get me to 100 subscribers. It's worth it, I promise. 30 seconds left. Empire is going to be... Wow, what a fake. Empire is going to be up 5-1. And this should be the dagger right there. Chewbacca going to go ahead and fake that right over Optical. And Simba coming in with the finisher. And there you go. This does look like it will be the Empire win. 5-1, 20 seconds left to go. And we will be hosting the Cyclones versus the Vikings after this game. Guys, make sure that you guys come in and watch that game. Like I said, I think it'll be phenomenal, and we will be getting Optical back as well. Kicken, I'm not sure if you're looking to stay for that game, but you are more than welcome to should you want to.
I'm gonna have to take off after.
No problem, no problem. We will be getting Mr. Optical back. But this will be the end of the Empire versus the Rhythm. Great series. And now we will look to watch the next game. I love you too, Chewbacca. Well played by both sides. Go ahead and kick him. And let's get Mr. Optical back in here. And let's set up the next game. Cyclones. Also will be white versus the Vikings. A lot of purple on these teams tonight. Big fan. And that will do it. I am going to send you guys back to the UNL pre-stream. And let's get Optical back in here. Let's see where Optical's at. And let's start this game up. And let's bring Mr. Optical back in here. Mr. Optical, welcome back to the Caster's booth. Congratulations on taking a game off of the Empire, but well played overall in that last match.
Thanks. A little disappointed in my play, I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, couple things, but chemistry match, right?
Of course. Let's
I
get.
feel like
Go ahead.
in that first game there, I had that ridiculous save off the ceiling. Wish I could have gone the second one.
Mhm.
That would go in the highlight reel.
Oh, it was close.
Yeah, I was just under the ball too. Right. No, that would have been going in my little personal montage.
All
Yeah, I
right.
was in the wrong spot, but I got the ball.
Optical, you in this game yet?
No. Oh, sorry. Let me do that real quick.
You're good. You're good. Just get into a party match.
No, I thought you were still in the rhythm one, so I just wasn't.
Oh no. You're good.
So it's just like, all right, he's gonna make the match sing, right? I was also joking with loud sound, so saying I'm just gonna go fully against the Cyclones here.
Right.
Bro, they had the audacity to steal Galaxy.
Seriously.
Yeah, nah, it's whatever. I mean, what's a coach even good for anyway, right?
Of course. Galaxy is the good coach though. I'll tell you that right now. Like I've heard a million good things about him. I've seen that his methods have worked, so that's at least good for you right there. It looks like we are going to have our guys readying up in just a second here. Pickle Nick from the Vikings. Let's do this at least.
I believe Bushy is playing this one as well.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, no, he still has a captain role in the Rhythm server, so because I'm just lazy, I haven't taken it off him yet. So he hopped in VC with me and Buffy.
Okay, all right.
We were getting ready. He was like, I'm not gonna say too much. There's definitely just a bit disappointed in the Vikings playing that first game.
Right.
As they were very close to taking that series back from the Bulls, right?
Absolutely. Still waiting. Go ahead.
I had maybe the sickest redirect of my life. Too bad I was in the wrong net.
Listen, me and Kicken had a word to say about that. I gotta be straight with you, Optical. Listen, I am the king of the own goal, and that's one to be proud of right there.
Oh wait, we're gonna see Trippy this match instead.
Oh no, that's just Trip. That's not even Trippy.
Oh,
that's somebody else.
I don't know. I don't know who. I wish I knew who was in the league, but I'm gonna be honest. I tuned out a bit.
No, of course. No problem. We are going to see this game happen though, and LoudSound and I Love Your Girlfriend. And I don't know that I've ever seen I Love Your Girlfriend play before. Regardless, we are going to see him play right now against Pickle Nick for the Vikings and Mr. Trip for the Vikings. And this should be a good game. Great block from Pickle Nick down the other side of the field. And the only real player that I know playing this game right now is, I guess, two of them. I know Pickle Nick and I know Mr. LoudSound. So this should play out well.
Not watched any of these players play before.
Really?
No, I haven't. I haven't even played with LoudSound.
Really, I know LoudSound is good. I know that he's done his things and done what he needs to do. And I know that Pickle Nick is very good as well. He's been on the team since draft, which I think is really the only Viking player who has. And I know that the Cyclones actually didn't even draft because they're in the same boat as you. But well done. Go ahead.
What a play there. Just a very soft touch from LoudSound off the demo from I Love Your Girlfriend. Just absolutely wonderful.
Just that simple. Girlfriend gonna go ahead and pass this one out to LoudSound, but LoudSound decides to go back. A great clear from Trip here. And it looks like Trip is gonna try to get this one over to his teammate on the net. And this one will be left for Pickle Nick. Pickle Nick gonna try to get this one over towards the net. Trip just isn't there. Loud Sound gonna look to take this one out. So far, what I'm seeing from the Cyclones team is that they're definitely trying to play as a team. Whether it's working or not, they are certainly trying to get the ball to each other. They're certainly trying to do what they need to do in order to get the ball in the net. And these Vikings, as powerful as two people on the ball is, it just doesn't work sometimes. Those double commits will kill you.
Yeah, definitely. Empire had quite a bit in the last match. And
Yep.
I'm disappointed that we couldn't capitalize, and I love seeing how teams try to capitalize off double commits, because that's usually a game breaker.
Absolutely.
And once you get into the higher ranks, you start looking at double commits, and it usually ends in a goal on the other side.
No, absolutely. Skull, is there any chance I could get you to move just a little bit closer to your mic? I just want to make sure that they're hearing 100%.
Oh yeah, very sorry.
No, you're good,
I was
you're
sitting
good.
a little bit back.
Just you're good. I'm just making sure. Anyways, we got the Vikings. They certainly have the means to be on the offensive, but they have to stop. They have to stop double committing here. As soon as they start making these plays happen with each other, they'll be fine. They'll be ready and raring to go.
Just watched Loud Sound do a little bit of an interesting maneuver in the air there that only slowed down his recovery time.
Right. And this could be a goal from the Vikings if they are able to get there. Oh, Loud Sound is back. Well rotated there by Loud Sound. But we are going to have 2 minutes, 5 seconds left to go on the clock, and this is gonna be looking just like a ping pong match, honestly. Like, it just looks like they're hitting the ball back and forth. I want to see a little bit more team composition play from the Vikings. I think that will certainly help them play. Tripp gonna drive this one over to the net, and a great block there from Loud Sound. Pickle Nick gonna keep this one here, but yeah, I can tell you right now, I know that the Cyclones are in comms. I know that the Vikings are not in comms right now, which is huge.
Oh, really?
Right. Big decisions on the Vikings' part as far as comms.
Yeah, it's honestly surprising to see some teams not in comms.
Right.
I prefer my team to be in comms because it lets your teammate know that you actually have an idea with if you're doing something stupid.
No, absolutely. Listen, it's just that simple. Plus, you never want to be without comms. It's, oh, I need this, this is where I am, this is what's going on. It certainly helps your game sense. You just have to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just what it comes down to. But
yeah, I know comms are especially so important in threes, but even more so twos, where there's so much more happening where even though it's less players, there's so much more happening, there's so much more room. You need your teammate to know exactly what you're doing, and I love comms because it allows me to pass off the stupid stuff as I do as me having a plan.
Right. Of course, and that's just what it is. You will have to almost think about the fact that if comms in twos is so hard, you have to almost think about the fact that comms in threes is like a nightmare. There you go, the Vikings finally putting one on the board here. I know that they've been trying so hard all game, but this will be Cyclones up 1. Vikings got to put one in. 24 seconds is plenty of time to do it. All the Vikings need is a goal.
Possible.
That'll do
I'm
it.
excited to see how these-
Oh, so close here. Yeah, I'm excited to see how this pans out as well. I think they can certainly do this, but if this goes in, it's over. There you go. Well done from Loud Sound, securing the dub on the game.
Very nice little flick there. I'm not too sure what Pickle Nick was doing in the midfield there.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely gave Loud Sound the space needed for him to be able to get that flick off. And
Right.
seal the deal.
No, you're absolutely right, and I think that is the game right there. Yep, that is the game. But certainly. Oh, there you go, the finisher from Love Your Girlfriend. But you're certainly right about that. I'm not sure what Pickle Nick was doing there in the middle of the field either. But I do know that if they were in comms, that certainly that most of these situations that they've been put in definitely could have been avoided.
Yeah, I know if I'm the Vikings here, I start moving as quick as I can to get my team in comms.
Yep, absolutely. And to be completely honest with you, like regardless of whether they're in comms right now or not, after the game that they just played, they should be shooting a message to each other saying, "Hey, let's get in some comms, let's get in a call, and let's figure this out." I think that's exactly what you're gonna have to do at this point.
Yeah, there's a lot of double commits, especially from the Vikings, and
Yep.
a lot of those can be cleaned up by comms because you don't see everything on the field.
Oh, 100%. And, I think the other thing to think about is the fact that that was a much closer game than it looked like. Like, Cyclones, it was 2-1, or it was 2-0 for the majority of the game. It was 1-0 for the majority of the game. And then the Cyclones got 3 goals in the last, 30 seconds? And the Vikings got a goal, and they got 2 goals in the last 20 seconds, too. The Vikings buckled down on defense, and if they weren't overextending to try to get that extra goal in order to push that game in overtime, it's a completely different game. The Vikings need to be on top of their stuff moving forward, and they will be fine.
A lot of more, like we were talking about in the first game, a lot more capitalization has to happen from chances.
Absolutely. Great kickoff here from Pickle Nick, and this could just end up being a quick double tap it out, and Tripp just can't get there. Close there by the Vikings, though. Tripp is going to have to challenge this ball. Going to go ahead and hop off the back of the net. I like
Vikings making me sound like a genius here.
I like that the Vikings decided to start out hot, though. What a score from Loud Sound! Oh my goodness. But
definitely.
Wow.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. I'm amazed that Loud Sound just did that.
Yeah. That does take a lot of mechanics there, and we should applaud Loud Sound there. But you have to look at where Pickle Nick and Tripp were. They weren't in the right position to be able to even make a decent challenge on that ball.
Right.
And I think, again, that stems from no comms or even just lack of rotation.
Yep. I completely agree with you on that one. Loud Sound is currently popping off. He is on top of his stuff. He knows what's going on. But he misses that ball as soon as I said he's popping off. Oh, no. The Vikings they need to get some pressure on the ball. It seems like they're just slipping back to defense, most of the time here. Wow, Loud is just all over this.
Yeah, like slipping back to defense, or in that case, not really defending at all. Pickle Nick making a ill-advised choice to jump late.
Absolutely.
There's definitely has to be some comms going on here, and if so, Tripp needs, and if they did hop into a call, Tripp has to let Pickle Nick know he's last back and he can't go for that ball.
Absolutely. And that's comms would fix that. And I feel like we've been watching this game for much longer than just a minute. But the Vikings are finally going to get some offensive pressure here. Pickle Nick going to 50 this one up to Tripp, and it looks like Girlfriend's going to get some control. And it looks like he's going to put this one in. Well done there by the Cyclones. And we're looking at just the Cyclones team popping off. This game was not this active last game.
Oh yeah, definitely, and that's just a wrong place, wrong time trip.
100%.
Time for Tripp. He's sitting somewhere and it just gets pinched out to him. He can't even react to be able to make a different touch on the ball.
Mm-hmm.
We're definitely seeing the Vikings getting broken down defensively. There's a lot of more heads-up plays, and we're seeing the Vikings just break down with no comms. Because I think Pickle Nick wanted to go for that ball that Tripp did,
Mm-hmm.
and that ended up leaving no one there, and Pickle Nick with no momentum.
Right.
again, could this be another Cyclones goal?
Wow.
And it will be. Just we're not being impressed a lot by the Vikings here. They are not in the right place. They aren't positioning themselves to make a save or to make a challenge.
And this could potentially be a goal, but Loudsout is just there to make the save. And these Cyclones are just on top of their stuff right now. They know that this is a big game. Unfortunately, they are not actually going to be able to move from 6th place, but they will certainly be able to make a big run of this in the play-in tournament.
Yeah, Cyclones is definitely one of the teams I'm scared of going into the play-in tournament, and there's going to be some chemistry issues that my team needs to work out if we want a chance to compete with them.
Absolutely. And this
Double
could,
whiff.
yeah.
Wonderful bump from Trip to keep that one out of the net. Keep Love Your Girlfriend off the ball. But it doesn't even matter because Loudsout is peaking at this moment.
I mean, I'm speechless. Loudsout is putting on a clinic here with his team.
Are we sure Loudsout didn't get his older brother on the controller?
Seriously, I've been thinking about it. Well done here by Mr. Loudsout. Oh my goodness, the Vikings. I know they have to be in comms right now. They really need to be in comms right now. It would absolutely help them a million times over if they were in comms. They would be avoiding some of these double commits. They'd be able to make a couple of call outs, and things would just be looking a lot better for them. But this could be their goal number 1, and great save by Girlfriend here.
Oh wait, I just realized where I recognize one of the names from. So I recognize Trip's name from a good old league called Olympus. We were on a team together.
Oh no way!
So I can speak on Trip a little bit more. Trip is definitely a very smart player, but his comms definitely need a little bit of work. At least from when I played with him. Again, this was a couple months ago when I last played with him. So who knows how he's evolved.
I don't even know what to say. I mean, the Vikings are just playing so far up, and the Cyclones have just gotten so lucky on their touches, going all the way back.
I don't think that's luck. I think a lot of those are just, even if they don't realize that both Vikings players are playing that far up, they're trying to get a good clear down. They're trying to get at least the ball out of their half.
Absolutely.
And they're doing that so effectively.
No, completely agreed, and I'll be interested to see what happens even in this next game. Will the Vikings just be devastated by what's going on here, or will they finally be able to just come out of this slump and just put some more goals in the net? At this point, it's all a mental game.
I just know that at this point, I'm using these first 2 games as examples of why we need comms.
Listen, you're 100% right about that. Comms are super important. We talked about it last game. We talked about it this game. And this is the prime example as to why you need comms.
Yeah,
oh, what a dunk.
Great dunk from Pickle Nick. And maybe that gets something going for next game.
Mm-hmm.
But you just have to hope that Pickle Nick and Trip start to click if you're the Vikings. And hope that even without comms, they can work together and get at least secure some points for you guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Loudsout just pounding it through. I think he's seeing how many points he can get at this point.
Nine to 2, 30 seconds left. Been waiting to say that one for a little while. I usually say the 30 seconds left, and it's like, oh, whatever the score is, and it's usually much closer than this. But this is a scary Cyclones team, and I think moving forward, we're gonna have to see what they are able to do. And quite honestly, I think that the Vikings, they absolutely need comms. It's already been said, we got to stop beating a dead horse. But the moment the Vikings get these comms, they will they'll hopefully be able to figure this stuff out. I mean, listen, we just watched the Vikings absolutely get killed. We should never have to watch a team, I don't even know that I know what to say right now.
Yeah, neither do I. And it's not even beating a dead horse right now. But the part is, the horse is still relevant because
that is very true.
Because with these comms, I think we could be seeing a lot closer games, or even the Vikings doing a lot better, because
Agreed.
A lot of those what would be normally miscommunications, these just are happening naturally, and they can be stopped by you guys communicating properly. Because I would even prefer low comms, where at least you know where the other guy is, versus
or even one person in comms, just saying something, at least something being said. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely it's. I don't know, if I'm the Vikings GM, I'm definitely gonna be talking to my guys after this game.
Yep.
And I'm gonna be saying, okay, what were you guys in comms? If not, why not? And get on that, get in comms and start learning.
Absolutely.
The Cyclones have nothing to be embarrassed about here. I again haven't been paying too much attention to Cyclones because there's such an obvious point going on with the Vikings.
I'm excited to see what we've got here in this game. I think there will be a change being made, and more importantly, I think that the Vikings just absolutely need to just throw this game, throw the last game out of their mind and just work with what they have right now moving forward. They need to just reset mentally. They need to reset their game, and they just need to play this game. They don't need to play last game. They don't need to remember anything that happened last game. All they have to do is play this game right here, right now. It's all the mental battle.
Yeah, they definitely have to be a bit more positionally sound, and they're not using boost effectively, and that's something I just noticed just watching the two of them. Mm-hmm. I haven't been watching the two of them exclusively as much, but they haven't been very effective with their boost, and I feel like that could, and against a lot more starvy team. One example, teams that love to starve others, right?
Absolutely.
That's gonna kill them if it ever catches up to them, right?
Right.
Because right now, boost can wait. Ooh,
right.
But that ill-advised decision from Pickle Nick to go off backcourt there and go inverted too.
That's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah, if you need to get, do the Vikings have a coach? Because if they do, this coach needs to tell his players to get in BC right after this game.
I don't know that the Vikings do have a coach. If I'm going to be completely honest with you, I can tell you right now that the Vikings, A, don't have a coach, but B, like I said, you got to give you got to give the Vikings, credit for being at this game right now, because they haven't played a game since week 6. It's been forever since they played a game. So I think in all actuality, baby steps. The team needs to be here in the first place. But second of all, I think it's just a matter of the fact that they have to. They got to start going from here. They got to get a coach. The GM has to become more of the story here, and that's exactly just what needs to happen.
Yeah, I know as a GM, I often need to make my players great play there. I'm not sure how much of that they knew what was going on. I think Trick was definitely trying to put one towards the net.
Yep.
Pickle Nick played on his head, which, I mean, in no comms, that's what you have to do. Because you don't know what's going on. You don't know what your teammates thinking, and that's why a lot of higher level players are able to play without comms, and it almost makes no difference because they've also played with those people that they're not comming with enough that they basically know their head like it's their own.
It's a new language at that point. Like they've learned the language of the car. They know what is going on. They know what is happening. Wow, what a score from Trip.
Yeah, great solo play there. Great patience by Trip. To not let Loudsound, not let him bait him into a bad 50, which would leave Pickle Nick all alone.
Absolutely. And this game is much different than the last game was. Already, you can tell that the Vikings have, ultimately just changed their way of doing things. Like, they look like they are a better team right now. They look like they are at least somewhat on the same page. And, I think best of all, it's just a matter of the fact that they were able to brush off what happened last game and get into this game and just do what they do best, put points on the board and score. And I'm rooting for them this game. I really am. After looking what they did last game.
Oh no, these look like two completely different teams. I think Loudsound gave the controller back, or Loudsound got the controller back.
Very possible, very possible. I'm also noticing a lot more spacing from the Vikings, which I think is ultimately really just what needs to be done. Because as soon as you get the spacing, that's when you're able to do more with your players. Spacing on offense, spacing on defense, not as many double commits. We really haven't seen that a ton from the Vikings. I think they've figured something out. And as I say that, Loudsound gets a great touch, yawks it into the net, and is just end of story.
You're also looking at another double commit from the Vikings there.
Right.
And that's been the story of this series, is the Vikings double commit. And the Cyclones have been taking such good advantage of that.
No, you're absolutely right. And listen, when the team double commits like that, you have to. And Trip, unfortunately, just misses the sheet there. And could have had a goal straight off of it, but just didn't get there in time. Loudsound taking his time with the ball here, knowing what he's going to do. And that is a block by Girlfriend. He stops Loudsound's shot. Interesting.
Very surprising there. But also, I want to revert back to kickoff a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Trip absolutely sent Pickle Nick to Narnia.
Yeah.
And he's a little lucky that Loudsound also wasn't on the cheap. Because if Loudsound's on the cheap there, that ball hung out there for a solid 5 seconds. And
yeah.
Any team that is, like, even if he went to boost, I think he thought Trip would get at least a touch. Seriously. And that's the big thing, is Rocket League's such a mental game that you have to know what's going on.
At all times. And if you don't, you're sure to make sure that you will at some point, because people will score on you, and sooner or later you'll have to figure it out, whether you're getting scored on or whether you're putting the ball in the net, because you have figured it out.
Yeah. If I'm the Vikings here, you have to see this as a learning moment, and you have to use this going forward. Each player should go over themselves individually. Like, save the replays, look at what you could do better. And if I'm the GM of Vikings, get them a coach and have him help them out.
Absolutely agreed with you there. I am excited to see what these Vikings are going to be able to do in the play-in tournament that they will have to be a part of. Because I think in all actuality, yes, the Vikings have showed us today in 2 games what they're able to do. We've actually seen every Vikings player, believe it or not, which is something we don't normally see, especially within, like, the same, like, hour of each other. But, like, we saw Poyo earlier, we saw Bushy earlier, we're seeing Trip and Pickle Nick right now. We just saw their whole Vikings roster. The moment they can figure this out, they're going to go far in this tournament, because the pieces are all there. They just got to figure it out. And the Vikings got to score here with 1 second left or this game is over. And it's looking like they... Wow! They want this to go to overtime.
They want the show.
Wow.
Little bit BM from the Cyclones there, being that confident to be able to take them to overtime.
4-4 in overtime. The Vikings have a chance to take this game. And they're going to have to play their hearts out in order to do it. Girlfriend cannot make this shot right here, because Loudsound is going to come up and take it. I love what's going on between these two teams right now, and Loud South scores. That's been the other story of this game. Loud South has been everywhere, and the Vikings, they played it. They played a great game. They really did.
Yeah, this has to be as a learning moment that Trip and that everyone on that Vikings team has to get with each other and start playing even some like in-house 2v2s.
Absolutely, 100% agreed. And the other thing is, like I said, they are not used to each other. They were put on the same team earlier this week, similar to the guys on your team as well. And they're gonna have to take some time to figure it out, and I'm sure that they will. But let's talk about the Cyclones team real quick. The Cyclones, we spent the majority of the time talking about the Vikings and what they can do and what they have done and what they need to do better. But the Cyclones played very solid defensive, offensive Rocket League. They did everything that they need to in Rocket League. They played exceptional, and I think that they're going to be amazing moving forward in this play-in tournament. What are your thoughts on the Vikings today? Not Vikings, Cyclones.
So the Cyclones were very good. They worked well. They worked so well together, and Loud Sound really pushed that offense forward.
Mm-hmm.
And he was everywhere on the field today. I just missed it, but I was about to talk about stats because he had some insane stats throughout this series.
Absolutely.
They completely deserved that win.
Listen, I completely agree with you. I think they deserve. They were one of the better teams that we saw today, and we saw three very good teams. Four. Yeah, all of the teams that played today were very good. They all had their moments. I feel like the big thing coming away from today is that each team knows what they need to get better at. The Bulls know that they need to figure stuff out, on offense, and more importantly on defense. Coming from your game, that you need to get just a little bit more chemistry with your team, because they're fairly new. The Vikings know that they need to be in comms moving forward. The Cyclones know that, as long as they sit back and play defense, they will just be able to drive the ball into the net. And the Empire knows that Chewbacca is just cracked. Every team takes away something to learn from this experience in these games. And that's just what we're trying to be here to do. But guys, this will be the end of our stream tonight. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And more importantly, I hope that you guys will come back in the future. If you guys are still here, make sure you guys are subscribed. We are looking to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the season. Please follow, subscribe, like, comment, do whatever. Stay safe. Have a great rest of your night. Optical, you got anything else to add?
Thanks for stopping by. Man, you really put me on the spot here.
Yeah, I know.
Have a great rest of your night, as Nolan said.
All right, guys, thank you very much. And make sure you guys tune in to the games that will be coming up in the next couple of weeks, in the next couple of days for your play-in tournament games. And on that, we will wish you a great rest of your night and see you guys soon.